You can't mark a date and believe that that day you can turn it on. It's not about the date. It's about the commitment to yourself. It's about dating your purpose. It's about marrying yourself to your goals. It's about realizing that there is no one coming to save you but you. You have to be willing to put in the work. You must be willing to walk into success. You must be able to run past doubt. You must be able to go through the barbed wire of self-doubt and deprecating words that you have placed over yourself and tried to play it off like it was a joke, when in reality, you truly believe that you don't deserve things. It's time now for you to speak life over yourself.
Losing. Most of you hear losing and it makes you cringe, it makes you afraid, you fear being embarrassed, you fear being judged, you fear looking like an idiot in front of a bunch of people that won't matter to you in 5 years. But here's the thing, being willing to fail, being willing to lose will create such a competitive advantage for you because most people can't do it. Most people can't be seen falling on their face. So our options are to stay the same or to actually be willing to fail.
This is your time. You have greatness in you, and everything that happens to you, I've come to know. Some things happen to you, some things happen for you.
And that is what I do. And that is what you can do too. If you have something to change, if you want to change something, change it. Change it now.
Hi, Quon Denny. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining me today. Would you mind introducing yourself a little bit?
I am Quon Denny. I go by, my IG tag is Mr. Perseverance, and I am a trainer, coach / motivational speaker.
Okay, nice. So I'm probably gonna just jump right in because I have a lot of questions for you. What got you specifically into fitness, especially like bodybuilding? Like, did you play any sports when you were younger or anything like that?
I played a lot of sports, actually. I've been playing sports since I was 9 years old. I was a basketball player, a football player, and I played baseball for 1 year. I'm born and raised in Rockford, Illinois. I got shipped off to Michigan when I was going to high school, went to a private school for basketball, a real high ranking school, loved it up there. I was homesick, so I ended up moving back and kind of lost the love for sports, but I continued to play throughout high school until I tore my ACL my senior year. And that's what got me into bodybuilding maybe 4 years later. After I tore my ACL, I still loved to compete at sports. So bodybuilding was something for me to be able to do while not being 100% active in football or basketball still.
Wow. And has that affected you at all, like in bodybuilding?
I tore my ACL, so if you ever see any of my pictures, you can kind of see one leg is bigger than the other one. But I have won best legs in multiple shows. So it has affected me with the pain tolerance, but I go by Perseverance. So I don't have an excuse for not doing legs. So I always tried to make sure that I was able to push the most weight possible.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's so interesting. But I don't know, I kind of felt like you were into sports, so it doesn't surprise me to hear that, but that's awesome. And well, not awesome, but also at the same time that you had to, you experienced all that stuff and you're still continuing to do bodybuilding and so then how long have you been doing, I guess, bodybuilding then, you said?
I started bodybuilding when I was, so I'm 30, I'm about to be 37 this year. And I started bodybuilding when I was 23. My daughter was 1 year old, so she's 15. So about 22, 23. And I got started by old bodybuilder at the gym. Stopped me one day when I was just working out and asked me, did I compete? I never knew, I didn't know anything about bodybuilding at the time. Like, I just remember Arnold, I'm not pronounce his last name, so Arnold.
Yeah.
So he asked me, did I know anything about bodybuilding? Told him no. He invited me to a show. And I remember I prepped for my first show. I didn't do no diet. So I just basically lift weights the whole prep. I didn't do any cardio. And I stepped on stage and I was embarrassed. I placed, but I was embarrassed by how everybody looked. So that motivated me to go hard. And I started 2-a-days for like 8 months after that and came back my second show and won.
Oh my God, that's so crazy. Well, yeah, I'm sure, because you probably weren't conditioned or whatever to get on the stage, but you were still, fit or whatever. So that's so how many times have you competed then?
I competed a total of, I'm not sure the exact number, but I want to say between maybe 7 to 10 times.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's really surprising. So when was the last time that you have competed then? And what was the division that you did?
So I compete in middleweight division, and I want to say it's been about 5 years since I competed. I prepped for a show about 4 years ago, but life situations happened, so I pulled out maybe 2 weeks before the show, and I think I had a chance to go pro because I was doing Olympia amateur, and a couple guys I beat before ended up competing in the show, and one of them won my class. So I think I had a chance to go pro, but I don't have any regrets because, I mean, like, things in life. Can I cuss on this? I don't know. I cuss a lot. So.
Yes. You can go ahead and cuss.
Shit in life happens. So
right.
I pulled out last minute, but I'm happy I did it because everything worked out the way it's supposed to work out, I believe.
Absolutely. And which brings me to my next question. Are you planning to compete anytime soon?
So I am currently prepping right now. Prepping for May, I want to say it's May 6th. It's either St. Louis, it's the St. Louis Pro presented by First Form, or the Chicago show, which I want to say is a Gardner show. Tim Gardner.
Yeah.
I'm prepping for it. I plan on stepping on stage, but I have a couple competitors competing the week after. So that's the main reason I'm competing. I don't love it anymore like I used to. I see the bigger picture in life. So I'm prepping for it, but if it don't happen the way I want it to, I'm not mad. I'm not hurt about it. But right. I still want to be in shape for the summer.
Got it. So you just mentioned that you're a coach, which I mean, which brings me to my next kind of like point is that I know you are a coach at like Peak, for example, which is the local gym that we go to here. But then you're also an online coach. Is that what I'm understanding? And then you also coach competitors?
Yep. So I always prep people for shows, probably for about 10 years. I had maybe total right now, I have probably maybe 5, 6 competitors, but over the years, I probably prepped maybe 10 to 15 competitors. And most of my client base is in Texas. That's why I go back and forth to Texas a lot. I'm actually going up there next month for a show, but most of my client base in Texas, I had maybe 5, I had 4 bikini women last year, and I had 1 classic bodybuilder last year. So, just competing throughout the years, you kind of know a lot of the preps, what foods work, posing, you just know the ins and outs of bodybuilding. So people just ask you to prep them throughout the years. So I always take advantage of it. Not necessarily always wanting the credit. I kind of like being behind the scenes, but for the most part, I'm in the process of building a good team in Rocker right now.
Wow, that's impressive. I didn't know that you well, first of all, that, you had other clients, like more of an online based, and that you also did, that you prepped, clients, and that you even had bikini, which is really interesting. Um, has that been challenging at all for you?
Uh, challenging. I wouldn't say that, because I don't think nothing in life is challenging, honestly. Like everything, everything works the way it works itself out. So like it's just dieting. Like most people don't understand the hard thing about prep is just if you can lock into a diet for 6 to 12 weeks, you're pretty much gonna look good on stage. The workout part is easy. Most people know how to work out. It's more of the diet that becomes a challenge for individuals, or giving them the diet. If they follow the diet, I'm pretty sure, I'm confident they look good on stage.
Okay, got it. Something that is going to be like just a random question, but it's a bit of a serious question. And I mean this in a compliment way, because you look, like pretty solid. And I asked if I'm curious if you have taken any PEDs.
No, I believe in I'm not against it. I've been natural my whole life. I think I could have competed in powerlifting if I chose that route, even after my injuries. But so I always live heavy. I just been confident in being natural, and then I'm a father, so like I never wanted to jeopardize my own health
Mm-hmm.
for what in reality is a participation trophy. So like I mean, of course, I'm a competitor, so I have thought about it. I have did research on it. I have talked to people and went through in-depth sessions with them about what would work for me. But even when I came close to wanting to do it, I chose not to do it at the time, just because I believe in longevity and overall health.
Yeah, that's good, because I mean I know it's more common in the males, but even for females it's become more common. So I was just curious. So thank you for sharing that, and your thoughts on it and your opinion. Now, something that I've also saw that I think you do is the Royalliving, right? Is that like a brand for you?
Yep, it's my brand that I trademarked and got an LLC for it about, I want to say, maybe 5 years now. Um, the way the brand originally started was a saying about 7 8 years ago for myself, a couple NFL players. We always use the same hashtag. So I'm a businessman, so I trademarked it. Um,
Mhm.
I believe in a high level lifestyle, like doing everything to the best of your ability. I like fashion. I just like overall being the best version of yourself. So that's where the Royalliving name comes from.
Okay. That's, yeah, that I can see that that making sense. Also, like, so you have that as a brand, but like, do you have merch or anything like that?
I have plenty of merch. I just did a drop maybe, I want to say maybe a month ago. I just did a drop. I did a couple new crew neck colors. My signature is the Perseverance t-shirt, sweaters. That's from a motivation pack. I did maybe 4 drops under the motivation pack, which was Perseverance, Ambition. I did 3. I did Legacy, Perseverance, and Ambition. For my for the royalty pack, I did the crew necks, Royalliving, multiple colors for January. Then I got another drop coming in the summer.
Nice. Do you have this like, do you sell this like online, or how can
I
people
do
get
sell
their
it
hands
online.
on it?
Um, Mainly my brand sells pretty good based on word of mouth. I have a pretty good client base in the city. I've been a trainer forever, and everybody know me for fitness, so most of my merchandise do sell pretty good. I
Hmm.
just really launched my online accounts to sell stuff. I'm still learning. Like, I'm not big into the I guess e-commerce, basically where you Shopify. I'm learning
Yeah.
this stuff still, but it's been a process for me. So I haven't uploaded links on Instagram yet. I've been mainly using Facebook for my marketing and doing pop-up shops.
No, I actually, I want to just say that like that's awesome and congratulate you, because even though that, being in where we are today, like that's a big thing. And there's still a lot of us that like don't know how to do that. And you haven't let that stop you from, you know, making a business and doing what you got to do, or doing what you like to do. So that's, that's really awesome to hear. So I'm definitely proud of you for that. And and you're just like trying to continue to upgrade and learn from your experience, and just progress. So that's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I know we might be a little bit all over the place, but so I wanted to talk a little bit about your diet specifically, and also talk a little bit more about I know you are also doing, you said yourself that you're a businessman. So I know you, because I've actually purchased from you your meal prepping service. And so first of all, tell us a little bit about your specific diet, and then walk us through how like the whole meal prep service got started.
So my diet, I'm old school with the diets. With my personal preference, I do old school diets. I do the basics. I don't necessarily count protein because I know based on my meals, I'm getting the protein in. I don't count calories. I mean, I know my body well enough. I count carbs. So I don't know if you ever heard of like doing diets only on based on count carbs.
Mhm.
So my diet is based on just steak, chicken, fish, of course, grapefruit. Uh, I'm a jasmine rice guy. I don't like sweet potatoes, so I don't really add sweet potatoes in my clients' diets. I normally
Mhm.
do red potatoes, and you're a competitor yourself, so I know you pretty familiar with most of the diets. Most diets are similar, so
Yeah.
it's just basically taking out a few things, adding a few things in, and for my meal prep business, that is basically probably the fourth branch off under my brand Royalliving. I got my training services under my Royalliving. I have my merchandise, and I do my motivational speaking under my brand. The meal prep service comes from basically everyone always asking me what I eat or how to make food, and it's the most simplest thing, but a lot of people struggle with making food throughout the week. So I know in business, you have longevity in business by providing a solution to a need,
Mhm.
and most people need help with their food. So I want to be around for a long time with my brand, so I just added that under the umbrella for my brand.
Right. Which is smart. And you're right in that it's probably one of the hardest things to do in order to maintain and or start, whatever goal people want to do. Um, so but you started this exactly when?
So the meal prepping or the brand in general.
The meal prepping.
So the meal prepping, I only been running that for about 3 months, and it's growing faster than I expected.
That's awesome.
Like just this week alone, I have a pop up with that, and then I just got an email today about doing a pop up for Black History Month over at the YMCA. Like personally, I don't like to cook. I just know how to cook. I think I know how to
Mhm.
cook okay. So it's like I'm still learning the business aspect of the food business. I've been taking classes on it. Um, it's growing faster than I expected. So I'm just gonna roll along with it and continue just to count my blessings with it.
Wow. Well, I mean, like I said, just recently, since we're recording this episode, basically like, was it like a week ago that I purchased from you or whatever?
Yeah.
And I typically, I meal prep my food on the weekend at some point every week. And on occasion, like if I'm vacationing or if I have like something that's come up and I'm going to be super busy, I make sure that I'm like, okay, and I have a couple not local, but they're from the state, other states, meal prep services that I like to use. And so so I'll reach out to them and have my orders or whatever. and I saw that you had yours. I was like, okay, perfect timing to try, and it's going to be, easy, local. And so I ordered from you, and yeah, I mean, I felt like I was eating my own food because it's perhaps pretty similar to the way that I eat, and taste wise as well. I mean, I liked it all. Like it, had the flavor and everything there. And like I mentioned to you, like the meat was great, and that was something that you shared that you have. I want to make sure that everyone like knows this information too, is that like you use all organic, at least the chicken. Do you use any other organic stuff?
So I use organic chicken. I give people the option on which type of beef to use, either 85/15 or 93/7. And I get my steak and my fish from the butcher. So I use a couple different butchers, local butchers around the area. I've been actually just worked out a deal with one of the butchers because I purchased so much steak through them. They gave me a good rate now. And then also, so I do get cows. I have cows. I wait on cows for the spring. So most of my beef will come from my own cows.
Wow, that's legit.
Yeah,
And also, yeah, and I also like the way that you like, even because I pay attention a lot to like details. And the way that like, I mean, you dropped it off for me, like I didn't even have to go pick it up. And I don't know if you do that to everyone, but like you definitely had me on that. And then just the presentation of everything was put together, the containers, just everything. So definitely like big props on just the whole entire service.
Yeah, you could thank kind of my OCD for that. Like I'm real organized. I'm a neat freak.
Oh shit, are you a
Like,
Virgo?
yeah, that plays a big part in that.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. And I'm glad to hear. So I guess at this point, I know you're learning a lot and everything like that, but you said that it's going better than expected. So have you like reevaluated what your goals or your plans are then for like for the near future on that?
So my overall goal, which I've been planning for about 2 years, I've been in the process of looking for buildings. I'm opening my own gym in the next year. So like I just had done a meeting with a building last week. That's my main goal right there, is like I want a gym based on how I view a gym should be. I do like the gym I'm at currently, but I think I have outgrown my gym. So that's my overall goal. And once I get my gym, I plan on moving my meal prep business in there, have my merchandise set up, and also working with a couple other local people, possibly a barber being in my gym. But that's the overall goal for me. Like that's been my goal for the last 3-4 years. In the last 2 years, I've been really pushing for that. So I've been basically looking at buildings for the last year and working on price points. And I want to buy my building. So the lease option haven't been the leasing part of it haven't been an option for me because I believe in ownership. So that's been the only hold up. And I've been waiting for the prices to go down based on the economy.
No, that's dope and smart. So when you say that you you want to open up your own gym, what kind of like things are you looking to have there accommodate that's maybe different from where we are now?
Everything. So like I train a lot of athletes. That's where my best training comes from, my athletes. I used to be a former athlete. So I train a lot of the local athletes. I have produced a couple of Division I players. Currently in the city, I have the player that's going to be winning MVP in the Nick 10. I had last year's runner-up. So the focus will be on athletes. I'll be having my CSCS hopefully in the next probably 6 to 8 months. I plan on having the gym based on my personality. Like, so when I work out, I work out R&B music, R&B, country, or sometimes like gospel. So
For real?
yeah, I'm
That's
people think I'm
dope.
weird for that, but like I just like
No,
music.
no,
I
I
can't
like
work out
R&B.
with rap
Yeah.
really because my adrenaline get too high.
What? Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I plan on just having a gym based on vibe, energy, and as you witness, the vibe of our gym is changing. I feel like it got a more of a West Coast feel. which is perfect. I
Yes.
think it's been like the last 5 years. The West Coast vibe is coming more to the Midwest now.
Yes.
Um, so I plan on basing my gym around that. Like I'm gonna have the best music. I have vendor accounts through so I already have my vendor accounts for squat racks and all that stuff set up. So once I get my building, I'm able to get the best equipment. Either if I go through Ethos or Rogue or uh, Hammer Strength. So I have
Mm-hmm.
good vendor accounts I get my equipment from. I plan on having top of the line equipment, top of the line music, and just overall energy.
Oh, that's gonna be dope. I'm excited.
It's been in the
That's awesome.
process.
Yeah.
So it is coming. I have another building I'm looking at next week. I want the size of building I want has been a problem. I want like 5,000, 6,000 square feet at least. So
Yeah,
that's
because I
been a
mean
problem. Not a
because
local, not a lot of
right.
buildings in our city that size for the
Yeah,
price point I want.
yeah.
So it's just finding the right spot, not rushing it, being patient. But I think everything will work out in the end.
Yeah, oh for sure. I believe it too. So definitely look forward to that for you. And then something else that you were saying that like you don't really enjoy cooking, but obviously you know how to do it or whatever. So how does that work with you meal prep? And do you have any staffing to help you with that currently or
I do not like I told you, the OCD plays a role in that also. So I like to prepare my food the way I like to prepare it. So when I cook, my kitchen is off limits for everybody. So I shut everybody out, my kids, my wife. Everybody got to leave the house or get out the kitchen. It takes me about, based on the amount of customers I have currently, it takes me about 3 days to cook all the food and get it delivered, packaged up. So it's been a process. It's been about 10 to 16-hour days, Friday, Saturday, and Sundays that I'm prepping food. So I'm still learning, but I think once I get more systems down, I think the time will get better on it.
Mhm.
This, like I said, I'm only 3, 4 months in. It's a new process for me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a learning experience and just everything. That's okay, that's awesome, but damn, that's a lot of effort and time and that goes into it. But are you at least kind of like enjoying it a little bit?
I enjoy everything I do. I do enjoy. I don't like
Okay.
cooking, but I love health. I love overall health. So
Yeah.
I enjoy. I mean, I like seeing people healthy and winning in life. So if I can aid in that, I'm happy with it. I mean, I don't believe I have a negative bone in my body. So it's like if I can be a part of somebody's overall health journey, I'm good for it.
Mhm. Yeah, that's awesome. So speaking of, how do you balance everything? Or would you even say like, I really don't have much
Um,
balance in your
balance
life?
in I don't. That's a great question right there. Actually, I'm 37 years old, and I don't think I ever learned balance yet. So like I norm I had the same routine for most of my life. I've been on my own since I was 15. So I really only sleep maybe 3 hours a day, but I like it that way. Like I tried to do 6 hours of sleep and I feel sluggish when I do that. So I sleep 3 hours maybe and I just be gonna go. It's probably not great for long term overall health, but my body functions pretty good. I haven't had any serious health issues. So balance, I'm still learning, but I think the way I do things right now works out pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the honesty. And yeah, I mean, I get that at this point, you have a lot of goals and stuff like that, and everything is going well. But have you ever considered that, like, hey, do I want to wait to that moment that like life, hits you and it's like, you know what I mean? Like would you rather wait to that point until you learn the hard way or just random question, I guess.
No, that's a good question too. So so even with training, I base it around my kid schedule. So the way I view life is I'm a father first. So I don't miss any of my kid events. I take them to school. I pick them up from school most of the time. Um, I'm involved with homework every day. So like my balance comes from around based on their schedule. Of course I can train more clients if I choose to by taking more time away from them. But I train my clients based on their schedule. So if they have a event at 7:00, my class client is normally 6:15 or 6:00. I work out. You rarely ever see me working out at night now because I work out mainly at home. I built the gym at home too during the pandemic. So I work out either when my kids sleep or when they're at school, or if like say they're doing something. Like so I base my whole life and balance around their schedule. Because the greatest thing to me in life is fatherhood. So that's where my balance comes from. And my overall goal is to get them the best life possible that I never had.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I want them to work hard in life, but I still want to give them a head start.
Yeah.
So I do still work a normal job. I have a leave date that I'm planning on quitting my job, and once I get my gym and everything running and stuff, but that's a little down the road.
Right. One thing at a time. And that's good.
Where the tough questions at? And with you.
Okay. Well, I had a couple already, but I guess what would you say is like your favorite part about just fitness in general, like health, or is it like the eating part that you enjoy, like just having like healthy food? Is it the working out part? But I'm talking about like as far as like what goes for you, not who you're helping, not anybody else, just you. Like what part of it do you enjoy the most?
The part that I enjoy the most. So that was a tough question right there. I would say the peace you get from working out. Like we all go to the gym for a reason. Like everybody in the gym is either there, they want their body to be perfect. It helps them relieve stress. They love the attention or something. It's always something. For me, I think it's the peace that I get from working out. Like the life I live, I can just imagine where I would be if I didn't stay in the gym. The gym is my outlet, and it's a answer you probably hear all the time, but the gym is actually my outlet. So I would say the workout part, like that, in reality, it really have changed my life and saved my life in a lot of instances.
Yeah. No, that that's a lot of what I like to do it for too. So what is something that you enjoy that you like to eat, but that's not necessarily healthy?
I like cinnamon. What is it? Cinnamon. What's the cinnamon
rolls?
place called? Cinnamon buns.
Oh, cinnamon bun. Yeah. Cinnamon rolls.
I'm guilty for that. Like, it's sad that the location is in the mall, so I gotta walk through the mall just to get a cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
So it's embarrassing. I normally take one of my kids with me and act like they want a cinnamon bun. So, I love cinnamon buns. I don't eat them a lot, but if I'm going for something, I'm going for cinnamon buns.
Yeah, they are really good, but they're super calorie dense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you're a big businessman, and that's awesome. But I want to know something else that you enjoy besides working out and training. Something that you do for you. And that's something that maybe you've been wished that you had more time to do or discover.
I'm active still. Like I go hiking. I go different states and climb different mountains. I've been to New York, Colorado. I'm going back out to New York this year. I plan on hitting Utah up either this year or next year. I got Arizona this year. I've been to Tennessee. So I like climbing mountains, but I also do a lot of bike riding. So one of my escapes in life is go on bike rides, and I push for maybe 30, 40 miles of bike ride pretty much 2-3 times a week in the summer.
Okay, that's cool.
The hiking is my number one thing. I love hiking outdoors.
Yeah. Do you have anywhere specific that you like to go?
Utah. So I had a friend just came back from Utah last summer. Well, didn't just come back, but last summer. They hike a lot also, and they told me the best mountains they hike was Utah so far. So I done Smokies, I done New York mountains, I done some of Colorado mountains. So I think my next challenge is going to be Utah.
Okay, nice. And tell us something that no one really knows about you.
I don't know. I mean, I post a lot of my books. I read a lot of books. I do try to read at least one book a month. I mean, one book a week, 4 to 6 books a month. I posted a lot, but I don't know if people really pay attention to books. You posting books, but that's something that I always have done, and I love doing. I love learning new things. I just love learning. So I'm big on that's where business come and play at me. I love learning everything in life possible.
Hmm.
I get a lot of that information from books and podcasts.
What I guess what type of books do you like to read? Because I'm a big book person too. So
So my favorite author, I have 2 favorite authors actually. So Walter D. Myers, and one of my favorites is Hill Harper. And you heard of Hill Harper before?
it sounds familiar.
So he was you seen He Got Game before, right?
Yeah.
So Booger is Hill Harper. So
Oh.
he's a great author. Walter D. Myers is my favorite, but I also do like a lot of self-help books, such as or even I like to read books based on billionaires, business,
Hmm.
how people achieve things, overcome obstacles, persevering through things. So my book collection is a little everywhere. Like, I mean, when I tell you everywhere, they're literally everywhere.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So speaking of that, we got into that point. Is my next one is I honestly did not know that you did any type of motivational speaking. So I'm guessing, that sounds about right? Like all the stuff that you've been reading and just your own obstacles, which I actually would like to dive into a couple of those. But what, tell us more about this motivational speaking. What do you do exactly? Where do you go?
So
What got you into it?
I'm sorry, I'm listening. I'm sorry, I interrupt you. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
So my motivational speaking for me, so my whole life I kind of lived like I wouldn't necessarily say a double life, but I have done a lot of things in life that was so I don't know if you want to do that in this podcast. Like, is you want me to elaborate what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
So most of my life I sold drugs most of my life. So when I tell you I've been on my own since a certain age, it comes
Hmm.
from that aspect where like I had to survive basically. So even when I was in school, that's what I still did. But when I lost the love for sports, I went to the streets. So my motivational speaking comes from actually being inside of the street life and actually surviving it. And I was pretty much as successful as you can be part of that life. I was pretty much good. I never got caught up in anything major. So because in reality it's really only 2 ways out, and I actually escaped it.
Hmm.
I guess I wouldn't say it's been a long time because I over the years I just recently got out of that life. But so when I speak to a lot of kids, I actually coached last year, and one of the teams I coached was one of my former coaches. He knew what I was in my whole life. He just asked me to come in and guide them because a lot of the kids was going on the same path. So when I do speeches at churches, I've been invited to a couple of events. It's based on my life. So perseverance is I base that on my life. It's a big slogan that a lot of people use, but I feel like my life is a definition of not giving up on myself, not giving up on everything I love doing, not giving up on my kids. So that's where the motivational speaking comes and play at. And then of course, I mean, I went through things. I've been married before, so that comes into play where I represented myself in my own custody case, and so of course, a lot of fathers I helped them out with a lot of things. So I try to be there for anybody I can in general.
Yeah. Wow. That's very
I know
interesting
that's a
to
little
hear.
everywhere. I'm sorry.
No, you were fine because I think it's all very important, you know, and it's what I wanted you to come on here and share, you know, all the things that you do, and it's not just about fitness. I mean, fitness is obviously a big part of your life, and it's how you've been able to create different outlets to help people in different ways, you know. So and even with like the motivational, I mean, you know, you're helping out different people, and so it's great that you're including everything. And so in what ways would you even say that, like, for example, fitness, because I feel like, for example, for me, I can always go back to fitness and using like what I've learned through fitness as an example of how to implement that in the rest of my other parts of my life. So would you agree with that, that it's something similar for you too?
I agree 100%. Fitness and life correlates with each other. Like if you have discipline and you push past pain, you're going to be successful in life. And like that's the simple fact equation that people don't understand.
Yeah. And because it's not even just about like, well, discipline is obviously a huge part, but so is pain, because it's not just pain that like when you're lifting weights and oh shit, like I'm, you know, it's burning, but also the pain of of you know, having to do stuff that you don't really want to do at some point, you know, like because that could be pain too. It's like having to eat something when you don't really want to eat that right now, you know, and having to challenge yourself is kind of a part of that pain. So
I agree. I agree. I mean, who wants an easy life? Who wants the easy route? So, I
yeah,
mean, situations create, situations make you who you are. So if you got to go through painful situations, you're going to cut and you come out on top of that, you're going to be a better person.
absolutely. And what would you say that going back a little bit to some of your clients in the fitness, just to kind of as we kind of close off here a little bit, but what would you say is how do you, I mean, because I've struggled with this as far as like being a coach myself in the past, and giving up on that, because it's just like people don't want to put in the work, and they come to me and they're like, oh, I want to look like you, but then they don't want to do half the stuff that I do. So how do you, like, is that something that you struggle with? Is that, how do you manage people like that? Like, do you even get clients that are like that? Like, tell me more about that.
That's the toughest part about training. Because as a trainer, you're really a therapist. So like you take on energy of the people you train. Excuse me, you take on energy of the people you train, you take on you kind of inherit some of their problems. And of course, I dealt with a lot of clients like that. I don't take every client. Um, I do have a lot of clients that I know that need my help, where if they don't get most of the clients that I do have like that, they come to me, it's more mental, not necessarily physical. And I know I can help them because I kind of been in their shoes before. Um, I won't say I won't say I necessarily dealt with like the tough things like depression or anything, but like I had those clients before that it's not the physical part, it's the mental part. And me just helping motivating them, they're able to overcome some of those obstacles. So it's like I don't turn those clients away. I turn the clients away that I know don't want to put the work in, that just they won't. I give money back. That's a simple way to do it. I will give them money. I have plenty of clients where I have told them where they mention YouTube 100 times. I say, well, you can go learn from YouTube better than me, and I give their money back with no hard feelings. So that answered the question. Like, I don't take every client that comes to me. I just try to take the people I know that need my help.
Which
That's
I
low
think
everywhere,
is,
but like this is the truth.
yeah, no, but it's true, but it's also hard to know, like, how do you know that they're not the right fit for you? Like, is it some, like, do you like right away know at the top, and then like you don't even take them on, or you just like take them on and then like you have to tell them like, sorry.
Both interview process, when I send out the email to get information about them,
Hmm.
ask them their goals, their life, their availability. And then also where I train a client for 2-3 sessions and it's always pushback. So I just let them know like I'm not into training for money. Like I've been a trainer for over 10 years. I took a couple years off. So I'm pretty comfortable. I'm pretty set in my life where I don't gotta train for money only. I train because I love training. So it's like most clients, if you let them know that, they kind of either want you to train them or they're gonna go somewhere else. So I let people know right away, like I love what I do. It's not necessarily the dollar amount that sways me to do what I do. And so that's why I'm comfortable giving somebody their money back. And I think it goes both ways. If a client not happy with me, they can fire me anytime and I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not, I think I'm the best in the city, but I'm not gonna be naive to know I can train everybody or everyone.
Mhm.
So
And then lastly, what general or not general, there's a specific point that you want to share um, advice on something, to whether it's business related, whether it's related to being a father, whether it's fitness related, something that you could walk away and like share and tell somebody.
um let's see here. There's a lot of things I probably can say, but I personally um I don't believe in excuses about anything in life. So like you either just get up, fight through the pain, fight through the hurt, fight through the obstacles, and just keep going. Like life is tough in general. You just got to keep going every day and pushing forward every day. You're gonna be a better person regardless. So like life is tough. I get that, but you just got to go forward every day.
Yeah, thank you. And so just one more time to walk us through. I mean, I'll have all the information in the description information, but so meal prep service, people can put in orders
So
throughout the week
I have
or how.
everything set up on my Shopify, actually, even for meal preps.
Okay.
My Shopify, I can put the link in my bio or I send you the link. And any person that purchases through the link, I'll give them 25% off. And you also can put an order in through email, which I'll provide that also, and also just inbox me. I'm still working on my website. My teenage daughter was supposed to do my website and she's taking her time with it. So I apologize.
That's cute, but awesome. Okay, so then basically you have all the services there. So like meal prep service, you have your whatchamacallit, your
I have everything on my Shopify, my
okay,
merchandise, my meal
merch,
prep,
yeah.
I have training packages, um, anything that I offer is on Shopify. Trying to simplify
Nice.
the process.
Okay. Yes, that's exactly perfect. So wow. All right. Well, thank you so much for, giving me your time today and for, sharing some very interesting and valuable information. And I definitely, hope and wish all the best for you. And I look forward to seeing what you continue to, you know, develop and evolve and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I appreciate you for having me as a guest. And hopefully, we get to do deep conversation one soon. Like, I know you into mental health and uh basically elements and energy and spirits and stuff. So I would love to go in depth with you on that.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
where you probably won't get me stop talking at. So
I'll have to get you on maybe for another season 'cause that I'll be doing eventually.
okay, I'll look forward to it.
All right. Thank you so much.